Hey guys, I'm Leon from Malt Mariners, aka Whiskey Roads. And yeah, I gotta say, this will be a bit of a chaotic video, I think. I'm on the road through Denmark. Maybe there will be a video before this, maybe there will be a video after this about the road trip around Denmark, depending on how good the material is. But today I want to invite you guys to join me on a dram here in my camper van. I'm just sitting here. I just arrived at a very, very cute and small camping site on the west coast of Denmark. And yeah, I just visited Thy Whisky Distillery. And they are absolutely crazy. This is a distillery. It's a complete farm to glass project. They make all their different grains, their barley, their rye on site. They malt their own grains, which is very, very unusual. And yeah, I can only advise you guys, please check out the video that I made about the distillery. We did a big look around. Christoph, one of the guys, showed me around, and we had a lot of interesting things to talk about. And yeah, it's one of the very, very rare farm distillery whiskey projects in the world where people are actually really passionate about the different types of grain, the different types of barley, and not get their malt from a big malting company. And they actually they were so passionate about their grain, they revived an old barley type, or two old barley types. They revived different ones, and they actually made it happen to grow them over the years. And now they're so famous and well known for their abilities that they actually malt for other companies as well. And what I want to do is I want to pop open this little glass here that I bought at the distillery, and I had Christoph poured me some samples, and I want to try most certainly first of all I want to try the Spelt rye whiskey, because this is a combination of rye, Spelt and barley. I think it has like 48.5%. I have to double check because they all have different strengths. They're all above 40%. They're all in a higher ABV for the geeky nerds like me. And obviously this is I actually didn't bother to ask them if the whiskey was colored or not, or chill filtered. I am 100% sure it's not. If this is the rare case, I will include this in the description, but I'm 100% sure it's not, because this is a nerdy, geeky, organic distillery. They produce 100% organic barley right on site. They malt on site. They do everything there by themselves. And I think this is amazing. This is really, really rare. And the whiskey already smells very good. And I have to say, before I put my nose into this and before I try this whiskey, I have to give you sort of like a warning, because I don't really like Scandinavian whiskey that much usually. So it's really weird for me to be in Denmark and visiting distilleries around here, because all the whiskeys I tried, or most of the whiskeys I've tried so far, from Denmark, from Sweden, from Finland, from Norway. From Norway I haven't tried it much. I don't really like this heathery, spicy, sometimes kind of vegetable flavor profile that comes from a lot of Scandinavian whiskies. But you know how it is when you visit the place, when you talk to the people, you get passionate about what they do, especially when they are passionate about it themselves, and you can really feel that this is a very unique project. And now, obviously, after the visit, I will include some pictures in this video probably, but I really encourage you guys to look into the expanded look around video I did with the distillery. Yeah, and I think that is all I wanted to say. Sorry, usually I wear glasses. I don't wear glasses because I have like a really big light on, so we can have sort of like a good quality in here, a good video quality, because obviously more light means better quality. Please ignore the chaos in the background. I'm really looking forward now to try with you guys this very, very unique whiskey that is a mix from Spelt rye and barley. I think it's matured. I have to double check. I did like write down some notes. I have pictures of the whiskey, the bottles. I think it's matured in ex-bourbon casks, maybe virgin oak. The other two I have here are sherry casks, but this is not a sherry cask whiskey as far as I remember. But now let's put our nose into this and taste this really, really exotic whiskey from Denmark, made in an organic way on a farm distillery, from grains that they not only harvested themselves, but some of them they actually brought them back from the dead. Crazy nerd shit. Oh, this is crazy. This is very interesting. I've never smelled this. This is the first time I smell this whiskey. Fingers crossed. No, not fingers crossed. Cross my heart. My English is starting to leave me. This is very appley. I smell a lot of green apples in here. Baked apple. The nose actually reminds me of a bourbon. This is really interesting. I mean, it's a rye. It's mainly a rye whiskey as far as I remember. So it's not that it's not a big of a surprise that it's smelling like a bourbon, because rye and bourbon are quite close to each other. And there's only, it reminds me just a little bit about the Koval, the whiskey that was made from, what is the word? Damn it, I can't remember. Millet. It's made from millet. That was one of the other American whiskeys that I tried that was not made from 100% rye or corn. Yeah, this smells like a combination of a good bourbon and a rye whiskey and some single malt. Like, there's barley in here, so that makes a lot of sense. Very appley, a little snow flavor, like when you go out in the winter and it's really cold outside, you can smell the snow coming from the sky. Some of the little spicy and vegetable-like notes that I mentioned before. I'm really curious how this will be on the tongue, because on the nose, this smells very good. Bit of earthy, bit of woody notes in here. Cheers. Let's have a bite. I'm very curious. I'm a little bit afraid and very curious. Oh, that is tasty. That's very tasty. And that is very interesting. It's so far away from Scotch, but it's not that far away. It's like, it's right in the middle between Scotch and rye whiskey, like a Scotch and an American rye. It's very pungent, but not sharp and harsh as I usually experience have like young Danish whiskies to be. It's actually quite refined. It's quite light and very aromatic at the same time. Oh, that is very interesting. Jesus. I'm really impressed. A lot of fruits happening here. Pears, even peaches. Like candied apple, candied fruits, a lot of candied something. I gotta take another sip, and I have to add some water to this. I really don't want to. It's very tasty, just like it is. I really don't want to add water. I don't, because usually, from my experience, as young whiskeys don't really take water that well. It's really, yeah, like I said, it's very good. It's very tasty, and yeah, my streak is broken. Either way, I now like Scandinavian whiskies, or Danish whiskies in this case, or I simply just really like two whiskey. I don't know. I have 4 more distilleries to go, and I'm really curious how their whiskies will compare to this one. I'm afraid they set the bar pretty high, no pun intended. But yeah, I think this is gonna be very hard to reach, to be honest. like golden flavors, like syrupy, some how do you say it? Maple syrup, some cloves. Yes, it's literally like a very good rye whiskey from America, just much more refined, because usually rye whiskeys and bourbons tend to be very straightforward. They have like straight, no pun intended again. They tend to be very straightforward, so they have like 2 or 3 aromas that they spike out. And single malts are usually much more refined. They're more have more depth and they're broader flavor profile. This sort of has both. It has this specific sweet spot, 1 or 2 very sweet flavors, and then underneath there's more. There's much more than a normal rye whiskey would usually give you. Now I added some water to this. I gotta say, I mean, the samples I got for free, so I'm not getting paid to do this video, but I will put like an advertising announcement into this video because I got the samples for free. It's like a little 4cl bottle. So usually I'm in Germany, but by law I'm obliged to do that. But like, this is not a sponsored video. I do this on my own. It's my own opinion, obviously. Why did I mention that? Oh, because I want to talk about pricing. And pricing is something, you know, whiskey and pricing. It's a small distillery, farm distillery, Denmark. So the whiskeys are very expensive. There's no talking around that. They are quite expensive whiskeys, but I have to say, this is so nerdy. If you really like whiskey and if you are a fan of this kind of approach, this literally handcrafted and made yourself approach, DIY whiskey, this is like this might be something for you, I gotta say, especially if you're not only into single malts, because I think this is like very unique in terms of it's not a single malt, it's not a clear rye whiskey on its own, it's something in between, but I think this is really good. So now taste with a little bit of water. Let's see if it can hold its ground. Still tasty. I have no idea how old this is. I'm pretty sure this will be a very young whiskey. If I get some information about the age, I will include this down below. Since in Europe the whiskey has to be 3 years old if it has whiskey on the label. All 3 of these bottles had whiskey on the label, so it has to be at least 3 years old. It tastes to me like a whiskey that is maybe 6 to 8 years old, but it's made very well. It's distilled very light, very intense, maybe some long fermentation. I think Christoph mentioned that they do a very long fermentation, some 4 days up to 2 weeks sometimes. So that is kind of crazy. It's still very good. Wow. I'm very impressed. And I'm very happy because I like the guys, I like the project. You know, you never know. It could have gone wrong. Maybe I would just say I really don't like the whiskey, but I like the whiskey too, so that's good. It's good for my soul and good for my karma, because I spend a lot of time there filming some stuff, and yeah, I hope that the material turned out well. So I will give you guys a full-on tour on True whiskey and maybe even on Danish whiskey as well. So let's see how that goes. I don't think I will try all 3 whiskeys in English and all 3 in German. So probably this will be the English version, the rye whiskey, and maybe I'll try the other 2 in a German video. I don't know, because I think it's a bit much to do all 3 in both languages. But everybody gets some different content, so that's fine. And I get to drink a lot of great whiskey. That's fine too. Yeah, what else can I say? Awesome stuff, awesome distillery. Some friends of mine really pushed me to go there. They said you have to go to Thy Distillery if you're in Denmark. They weren't wrong, I gotta say. This is a really cool project. It's grain to glass, straightforward, organic, nerdy as F, and Obviously, this is still whiskey. It's alcohol. Be aware. Drink aware. Don't drink too much. Don't drink regularly. You know the spiel. But I gotta say, when I drink whiskey, I want to drink something special, and this certainly is. So, yeah, that's me, man. That's me. Okay, guys, I gotta say, this is like, I'm convinced. I'm in. I got tied to the whiskey. No, don't try to make a bad pun. Rye. Is there something there? I don't know. Don't try to push it. No. Yeah, this is really tasty. It's very expensive whiskey. It's nerdy whiskey. It's farm whiskey. If you're into that kind of stuff, if you're into like stuff like Waterford or Kilholman or Daft Mill or Arbiki or all these kind of crazy, strange projects that really put a lot of effort and work into their whiskey and try to make it as terroir and as natural and crafty and local as possible, you have to try too. This is certainly a whiskey for you guys. At least this one, the Spelt Rye Organic Barley Whiskey. This is like really, this is my go-to. I'm really curious about the single malt because they don't distill single malt the way I usually like single malt to be distilled, like in a copper pot still, double distillation. They have a different setup. So I'm really curious if I would like the single malt. So now for now, I say I'll meet you guys on the road. Stay safe, enjoy your whiskey, and see you next time.